Hello and welcome to International Dance Week live stream online, coming to you from Free Flow Dance Theater in Saskatoon, which is in Treaty 6 territory. My name is Terrell McGuire, and I am your host for this evening and for this amazing series that we've been presenting all week of intercultural dance collaborations, which was curated by Jackie Latendresse, Artistic Director of Free Flow Dance Theater. So tonight we have Sarah and Taylor coming on to share their work, and we're very excited to see that. Taylor is actually in the studio live. Sarah is coming from Vancouver. And we would like to acknowledge that Treaty 6 territory has been home since time immemorial to many First Nations people, including the Cree, Dene, Saulteaux, Dakota, Nakota, and the Métis Nation. And in the spirit of building meaningful relationships and in reconciliation, we acknowledge and respect their presence, past, present, and future. We'd also like to offer thanks to the Saskatchewan Arts Board, Sask Culture, and Freeform Dance Theater, where if you would like to make a donation to support this free public performance programming, you would be able to check on the website. The link is up where we have the live stream performances presented. So with no further delay, I'd like to welcome Taylor and Sarah and let the show begin. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Taro.
Hi, congratulations to you two.
Thank you.
And now I get to ask you questions. We get to dig into the mysteries behind your piece. So you call it paper cut. Tell me about that.
Cool. I guess I can start first, and then Taylor, you can add in if you want. Yeah. Yeah. So paper cut is a activity mostly practiced by women in ancient China, and women used it to decorate gates and windows for New Year's and celebration like childbirth and marriage. And then it slowly turned into a standard of whether a woman would be a good wife and mother. So this piece, it's Taylor and I tries to explore that narrative and how we as modern women relate to that.
Oh, interesting. Well, the thing that also came to mind was after, of course, seeing these beautiful cut paper forms, I was also thinking of paper cut. You know what happens when you accidentally slice your hand on a piece of paper? And in a way, it's kind of ironic, isn't it, that if this was an activity that women were judged by, I mean, it is kind of like a cut. It's a cut to their actual essential being. And the music was the music traditional Chinese music? Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe Taylor can, well, you can both speak to this, but maybe Taylor can talk a little bit about how the piece came to be born.
Sure, yeah. Can you hear me? So the piece originally started because, of course, me and Sarah knew each other because she used to dance at Free Flow as well. So we knew that we wanted to collaborate on this together, and I knew that I wanted to learn a little bit more about the Chinese culture. So Sarah had the idea that we use these paper cuttings to inspire our movement. So sort of talking a little bit more about the creative process, each of the symbols has a deeper meaning.
I was going to ask
So
you
we
that.
did some research into the meanings of each of the symbols, and then most of our movement vocabulary came from the meanings of the symbols.
Oh, interesting. Yes, I really was curious about the particular significance of each one of the paper forms. Maybe you can reveal a little bit of your secret.
Yeah, I can do the two shapes I have here, and then Taylor can do the two.
Sure.
Yeah. So we picked four symbols that we think is the most relevant in the culture, as in it's most commonly seen, and also that it is achievable by us, because it is a very skilled craft, and then we as new practitioners in the paper cut form have to pick something that is more achievable. And then this one is double happiness. So actually, this is one word itself, just like that. This means happy in Chinese. It's a Chinese character, and then when you put it together, it's double happiness. And then
Oh.
this is where you will see a lot during New Year's, Chinese New
Yes.
Year's.
Okay.
And then this is a fish. And then in Chinese culture, fish means prosperous and means that you have leftovers. Like if you have a lot of fish, it means you have a lot of leftovers. So that kind of stuff. And it's also, like they're all blessings, basically. All of the paper cut shapes are kind of blessings. I'm gonna pass it to Taylor.
Sure, yeah. So I can explain the lotus first. So this one we had as the lotus. Thank you, Taro. And the lotus represents elegance and purity and growth. So those were all ideas that we were thinking about as we were creating this movement vocabulary. And then this one is longevity. So the longevity symbol basically represents like a long life. And how old you will live to be. And so we drew from those concepts as we were creating, especially towards the end of the piece. You can see moments where we incorporated longevity into it. So it was kind of fun to use what they represented within our movements.
Yeah, what a great idea. And did you two create these paper cuttings?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Some trial and error.
Yeah, it's harder than it looks.
No, I mean, they're very intricate, and you may not be able to see on screen, but they're very well executed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daryl.
No, they're really beautiful, and the lotus one, that must have been really challenging.
Yeah, especially because we realized that in order for it to show up so well on screen, we kind of had to use thicker paper, and it's a bit more durable.
Yeah.
But back in the day, the women would actually use very thin paper.
Like tissue paper, right?
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
like tissue paper.
Yeah.
So it would probably
Yeah.
make it a little bit easier for them, but just for our purposes, we kind of had to use the thicker stuff for dancing with it.
Yeah.
Showbiz.
Yeah.
Oh, so demanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very impressed, and I was wondering too if this was like a traditional, I assume a traditional practice, the paper cutting, but is it something that contemporary Chinese women anywhere in China, do they still, is it still practiced?
Right now, so you can buy those shapes
Right.
outside. So not a lot of people still practice, but it is coming back as Chinese starts to embrace more of their culture. There are people who will use this kind of stuff and put it on their clothing. And then we saw this beautiful image of a gown, a wedding gown made entirely by paper cut. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
like it's coming back. Like the tradition is also evolving, right? So it's coming
Yeah.
back in different forms. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that should be interesting to see how it does evolve and transform. Cool. Would either one of you like to say anything more about your working process or the piece? Tell us anything else that you'd like us to know?
I think I'm good. Do you want to say anything else?
I guess I would just say thank you to Jackie and thank you to Free Flow Dance Theater Company for this opportunity. And thank you to Sarah. You were the best collaborator.
Yes, because you were doing, the Zoom collaboration, which is always an interesting process,
Yeah.
something that we've only become familiar with in the last couple of years. So I guess
Yeah, totally.
you made it work.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Thanks, Free Flow. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Terrell.
Thank you. Good night, Moon.
Oh, yeah, happy International
And
Dance
happy
Day.
International Dance Day.
Yeah.
We have the
We've got
weekend, now we've got the big day.
Yeah, the big day is here.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Cool. Thank you.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye, Sarah. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.